Alright. So, alright. And we are live. So last time I went over, I have gone over, where was I? The CSS part. I was up to the CSS part, improve styling with CSS, on a path to become a full stack engineer, and we went over colors last time, and today we're going to go over, what is this? I thought I'd finished this. Anyways, I was supposed to go over the box model today, so let's get started with that. Slow loading calls for water drinking. Alright. So the box model. The box model comprises a set of properties that define parts of an element that take up space on a web page. The model includes the contents, area, size, width, and height, and the elements, padding, border, and margin. The properties include width and height, the width and height of the content area, padding, the amount of space between the content area and the border. Border is this part. So this is the width, height is going upward, width is going from left to right. The padding is represented by this color. The border is represented by this bluer color. And the margin is represented by the outer area of the border. Okay, so now we put a label on each of those areas around the content. Height and width. An element's content has two dimensions, a height and a width. By default, the dimensions of an HTML box are set to hold the raw contents of the box. The CSS height and width properties can be used to modify these default dimensions. In this example, the height and width of paragraph elements are set to 80 pixels and 240 pixels. Respectively. The px in the code above stands for pixels. Pixels allows you to set the exact size of an element's box width and height. When the width and height of an element are set in pixels, it will be the same size on all devices. An element that fills a laptop screen will overflow a mobile screen. Add a height of 700 pixels to the banner. This was not the class, but an ID of banner. Let me see. Yep, there's a section with an ID of banner. So it's talking about this picture over here. And we want to set the height. We want to set the height. The height using the height property to 700 pixels. Yay, we expanded the picture. Set the class pull quote width to 350 pixels. The width of pull quote. Where is pull quote? Here it is. It's empty. You want to set what? A width. So let's set it to, oh, I copied the wrong word. That was width. I thought I saw width, but it's not. Anyways, it should be 350 pixels. And I think by default it is already pixels, but let's see. Did it work? It did not work. I have to specify the px unit metric. Set the hashtag banner dot content h1 width to 400 pixels. So the width for this one should be 400 pixels. Yeah, I'm an engineer. 400 pixels. Yeah, that's how it's on line 32, but I put it on line 36 still within this CSS rule, so it works. Yeah, why some elements don't have height and width? Why? I thought every element has a height and width. Well, that's loading. Let's go on to the next page. Why do we need to set height and width? And why some elements don't have an answer? It is not always necessary to set a height and width. Elements by default are block elements and will have the same width as the container, and their height will vary depending on their content. The element's measurement will be decided by what purpose we want it to have, just like newspaper editors will rearrange the columns. Sometimes we will want to have an image that will only cover half of the screen, or even less. That is when we could use height and slash or width measurements. That's why we use the overflow property. What will be the result of a mobile screen, for example, if the content or padding overflows the screen? Anyways, let's go back to our lesson, and we are on the borders section. A border is a line that surrounds an element, like a frame around a painting. Borders can be with a specific width, style, and color. Width, the thickness of the border. A border's thickness can be set in pixels or with one of the following keywords: thin, medium, or thick. I didn't know that. Okay, style. The design of the border. Web browsers can render any of 10 different styles. Some of these styles include none, dotted, and solid. Color. Oh, great. My computer's about to charge even though it's plugged in. Okay, so I have to quickly, let me just shake my charger. Okay, now it's charging. Go fund me. Anyways, so when we change the color of the border, web browsers can render